This is the work of Sauron.
So if this is what the rest of the season's like, I am very, very happy about that. There may be some spoilers in here because I am picking out the things that I really like. By far my favorite, not only my favorite of the first episode, but my favorite of all 3 episodes so far, with the Sauron backstory. So you're seeing an absolutely phenomenal death scene, just so great. I probably watched that scene like 3 or 4 times already. I love it so much. A little bit of Stranger Things mixed in there with how they show the death, how they show that basically when he needs to get his physical form back, all the things that he has to like kill or eat or whatever to get that energy to have a human form again. So I thought that was really great and made me laugh a little bit because it did remind me of Stranger Things a little bit, just how they did the graphics. The second thing that stood out to me is that I started recognizing more of the actors. The Dark Wizard, I believe he is the actor who played like in Game of Thrones. The guy that plays the High King was in a Marvel series called Jessica Jones. And who else stood out to me? Oh, Elrond was in an episode of Mindhunter on Netflix, which is really, really great. Yeah, that was kind of fun. You know, I really do think the actors are really good in this. I feel like the writing is good, or maybe just as good as the first season. Maybe the first season was just slow, but I felt like the writing is probably better. The character I'm intrigued the most about, so this one's like the wise counselor elf, the very reserved, very like monk-esque quality to him. He's like a very calm, reserved personality. He is so wise and has this depth of knowledge. I just think behind all of that and behind this reserved, controlled exterior, that he has a lot of pain and a lot of bad things that he's been through. Like he's been through it. It also had this other part that's like Obi-Wan in Star Wars, where not only is this wise counselor guy, but he's kind of pushing Elrond back into the action, where Elrond really is like, I don't trust the rings, I don't trust what's happening. Elf he's talking to is kind of being like, you don't want to separate yourself just because you might disagree with their motivations, but instead of just leaving them to their own devices, why don't you help them to make better choices, is kind of what I got from the speech he told him. The next one I point out is the rings. First of all, I hate how they look. I hate how they look, how you got them at Halloween, or you ordered them from Temu or something. They look extremely cheap. The rings that are kind of a character in their own aren't even a prop that looks good. Like in Lord of the Rings, the ring they had actually looked good. I didn't think it looked cheap because it's this another character in the show. Like you see it all of the movies. What I do like is learning that it seems like these rings are choosing who they want to be their ring bearers, which I think is very interesting with the elves, where they want the 3 rings for balance, and that it sought out these particular people to be the one to wield that power, essentially. So I thought that was very interesting. And also the scene where the wise elf guy is doing what Elrond wants him to do, to throw these rings out, and so he decides in the ocean where he is to throw them like garbage, basically. The world is rejecting them, just throwing them away. Now that we have kind of the wise elf as our moral character, I guess, I feel like I trust what he's saying, and that they need these things to preserve their kind, and they're free from the attachment to Sauron.
This is the work of Sauron.
I don't know if we're supposed to like Galadriel. I don't know. It's like towards the end of the first season, she's becoming very unlikable, and in these episodes so far, she's also very unlikable. The Dark Wizard, very intriguing, very mysterious character. Even the place where he's sitting on his kind of throne, fancy chair thing, and has all his people, I found it very intriguing because he's this new guy we don't know anything about. And now we know that he's connected to those creepy women that were stalking the stranger. And we didn't really know what their end goal was, besides it looked like they wanted to hurt him or kidnap him or something. I'm curious what is going to happen with this Dark Wizard, what his true intention is. And then also it makes me think, like, we don't know who the stranger is or what they are. Some people think he's Gandalf. I've heard some people think that he's Saruman. But I just wonder, is it going to be this general in the show, that we have a Dark Wizard and a Light Wizard? I don't know. But it does seem that from the stranger being around the hobbits, he has taken on more of their lightness and things like that. He's taken a lot of that on. So I hope that it continues in that vein for him, and we don't see something drastic and dark happen in him, because I think he could still be a light character. My point ahead of what I wanted to say. But yeah, Is Elrond the hero here? Because he seems like it much more than Galadriel. She's making bad choices. She knows she's vulnerable, but she's still going right to the place where she's more susceptible instead of staying away from that. So she's just not likable and kind of dumb. There are a lot of storylines going on. We kind of have this flashback with Sauron's backstory, but then we have kind of current day, so kind of flops back and forth. And then we're seeing the Stranger and the Hobbits, we're seeing some of Numenor, and we're seeing some of, spoiler, Isildur and Theo. So we're kind of all over the place, so we're doing a lot of switching back between storylines. It's okay. I feel like in the third episode it kind of gets to be too much, but in the second one, we're still progressing somewhat with all these stories.
Besides this scene being a little cheesy with the red overlay, I still really like that we hear the mantra behind the One Ring.
I want to say the dwarfs are really coming strong in this one. They have a couple lines that are really funny. So I'm loving all of the special guests of the animals in here, from the wolf that Sauron was able to control. There was Merrick, the horse, Isildur's horse. There was one scene where he kind of karate kicked somebody. It was great. And then later he couldn't defend himself. So I don't know. The consistency in the show probably isn't that great, but I enjoyed the moment where the horse back kicked someone into a tree. It was great. Oh yeah, and then we have the moss for the Dark Wizard, of how he manifested the person and a whole ritual, whatever. And then we have what would be my husband's worst nightmare in the entire world, is this scene with baby spiders everywhere, bigger spiders and more giant spiders trying to eat you through your brain. It was pretty scary. I think my husband would be all itchy and everything after that. The other elf, Celebrimbor or something. I don't know. I feel like I always get the name wrong. So I just call him the crafter/welder elf. And I think his point in the story is incredible because he's just showing how easy it is for Sauron to get control of people and manipulate them. And not only to get them to do what he wants, but for them to take it on as their own idea and do all these other steps to cover their bases. He's just kind of watching this guy make all these decisions that he was able to easily influence, which I thought was amazing. I actually like that better than the Anatar realization, if all that came to be. I kind of found that underwhelming. And also, I thought, okay, so this is a wig that cost me maybe $15. I think that might be the same amount of money that I spent on his wig for this, expensive production. It looks terrible. I want them to put a better wig on him. It bothers me. I kind of liked more of seeing how he manipulates and spins people and gets them to do what he wants with very minimal effort and without them knowing he's even doing it. And at this point, I think he has a full end to fully take advantage of this guy doing whatever he needs him to do. I think it's something that's just going to get stronger, and you'll see it more and more, which is why I also think that Galadriel is stupid. That she's going to put herself in a very vulnerable situation, and from the season 2 trailer, it doesn't look like it's going to work out for her. So, are we supposed to like her? I don't know. So the girl at the end of season 3, or episode 3, sorry, that is with Isildur, we learn nothing about her. I feel like sometimes she's saying stuff, we think we're learning about her. When I rewatched it the second time, I realized, one, she's very alert, knowing that he's walking into a trap. She doesn't seem that worried about it, like she's trying to get out of there. And also, anytime they talked to her where I felt like she was saying, oh yeah, that happened to me too, talking to Isildur, and initially I thought she was saying that she agreed that her mom had a hard passing or something too. But when I watched it again, no, she didn't. She was still talking about his mom and that it's hard for him. And basically he just needs to move on, knowing that his mom did what she felt was right. But it was like she's commiserating with him, but she's told him absolutely nothing. And then we see her try to unbrand herself with the hot knife in the fire. Girl, we don't know you. We know nothing about you. And yet all these people trust you. So my thought about that is, you see all these other people come in, they'll just say, yep, they'll just sign up for the branding because I don't want to be killed, right? So I'm like, oh, she could be someone like that. Potentially could have escaped. I don't think so. But I just think if you're gonna hide something that's so visual on your body that at some point someone will notice, what else is she lying about? These are just some of the questions I have and the ridiculous things I've seen. And I can't wait for the next couple episodes to come out, see what other ridiculous things are going to happen, what cool action we're going to look into, and how much more Galadriel's going to be stupid and how much more we're not going to like her. I don't know. At this point, it seems like a character arc that she's going to go get it closer to Sauron, become more unlikable, and we're going to be more on Elrond's side. That's what I think. I think Sauron is going to get away with all the stuff he's doing for a lot longer. I don't know, with the Hobbits and the Stranger storyline, like, are we just watching the whole season of them on a journey and nothing happening except for close calls? And I mean, I did enjoy the tree blowing up and different stuff like that, but I just wonder what's happening with the storyline because it's moving kind of slow. And then also with the Numenors, I feel like, I don't know, I almost feel like that's just kind of thrown in. Like, I'd like to see where this ends up going, but I'm like, I don't see how this has to do with the other storylines that are going on. And I don't see why I should care and why it should matter so much. Also, can I say the guy who is like the Numenor, like, assistant to the queen or whatever his position is? Like, I feel like we're supposed to think he's a bad guy, but he's very, very handsome too. So maybe I would trust him too. You know, he's got that silver fox kind of thing going on. But no, I think he's supposed to be a bad guy. So we're not supposed to trust him. We're not going to be okay with it. But we shall see how crazy it gets. And hopefully much crazier, much more action, much more ridiculousness.